the edge.
For
It's
sure,
like
for
the
sure.
edge across the
We
board.
understand. We understand the urgency.
Hubert tells us he didn't even know what quad 1, quad 2 is. How much do you guys think about that? How much do you guys talk about it? Especially given where you are right now.
I mean, I hear it mentioned here and there, but I don't really keep up with it. I just know that we got big name teams and we have teams that are I guess not held to that standard. So I think that, like either way it goes, a loss is a loss and a win is a win.
Seth follows it very closely. Why don't you pay too much attention to it? Is it just something that you don't want to worry about? It's out of your control? What is that?
More or less, yeah. I just take every game one by one. And I'm not really focused on, let's say if a team is ranked at the beginning of the season, like Kansas, who would beat Kansas, where they are now, I really, that wouldn't have been a quad one for us anymore, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah, they're still, because they're around, they're still in quad 1.
It still would be?
Yeah.
So I'm going to need somebody to break that down for me after this.
If you play somebody here, they got to be top 30. If you play them on a neutral site, they got to be top 50. And if you're at their place, they got to be top 75. It's like Wake's a quad 1 game. But SMU here was not.
Okay.
Like
It's ridiculous, but that's the way it is.
Like the Dayton win was like a quad 1, but now it's not for you guys.
Like that's the part that was confusing to me.
Yeah.
So it's like if they drop out of that, that threshold, that's where it
Right.
gets.
So where are you guys now? Seth said it seemed like 2 months ago when you were at Clemson. How long does it seem to you, and
That was 2
how
months ago.
dramatically different?
He said it feels like it's 2 months
He
ago.
said 2 months. It does seem like a while.
I would say with us stacking the wins, it does feel like it was a long time ago. Just with the different demeanor, the level of play on the court. I think that those things, made it seem like that was a far past game, or a game that didn't they happened at the beginning of the season.
And it's not just playing well, you guys are just different now. I think 5 games in, we can say, okay, this is kind of who we are at this point.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
For sure. I definitely think that we're buying into our roles and what we can be as a team.
In a way you didn't prior to this year?
I wouldn't say that we didn't. I would say it would just be more so. It was hard for guys to really understand, I guess, where they could fit in just with the losses. It was so many changes, so many adjustments that we were trying to figure out that it kind of made it difficult. But I think since we got some momentum, we built a pretty solid line, I guess.
So what do you think about yourself losing these first?
I would say, personally, I think I've been playing pretty well. I've been a lot more confident than I was in the first half of the season. But I think that comes from, again, my teammates, always trying to build me up, telling me, like, whatever shot you shoot, like, it looks good, whether it's a tough one or an easy one, like, it looks like it's going in. So I think, like, that right there helps a lot for sure.
Seth mentioned that there's been this increased connection. I just wonder from your perspective where that originated from and kind of how you've seen that increased connection play out over these last 5 games.
I would say it started probably in practice. Like we all, I think it was a possession today, second half, where I could have taken a shot on I believe a lift up from the corner, gave it up, threw it to Ben. Ben hit Drake. Drake didn't have a good shot. We still were moving the ball. It came back to me. Instead of me shooting a wide open shot, I give it to Ben and get him going. I think it's just like small plays like that are made in practice, and it helps build the chemistry because it's like, all right, we understand like we can take a lot of shots, we can get any shot that we want, but for us to pass up an easy one to get a great one, I think like that's like the next that's a step in the right direction for us.
And where did that kind of start, that unselfish increase in the ball movement? Where did that begin? Or I guess was there an increased kind of push on that to start?
I would say just having out the blue. I mean, I think that we moved the ball pretty well in practice, especially in a lot of possessions and shoot around for sure. I think shoot around is like a big focal point for us as far as I guess like moving the ball. I think like instead of passing up or instead of shooting the first option that we have, it's like all right, yeah, skip. All right, yeah, we got to drive. Instead of making a drive, we're hitting the one more and throwing it in. If the big doesn't have anything, he's pump faking, looking for a cutter, like just small things. Like, we're just playing basketball at this point.
6 guys in double figures. Pretty different from the Miami game here last year where RJ had 42. Does it feel like you guys have more flexibility on the offensive end where if one guy's having an off night, then a bunch of people are going to pick him up?
Yeah, I definitely think that we have a talented enough team to definitely cover up the flaws that or the mishaps that somebody else may have for sure.
Was that you pointing at Lebo or Brad after the charge? I guess was there like a bet or back and forth there going on there?
So me and Sully, me and Coach Sullivan, we usually butt heads in practice because I'm usually always taking charges, and they don't usually call me because they're trying to get me to stop the habit. But I finally got one today, and he was, usually he's my biggest critic on that. He's saying, stop taking them, just stay solid, stay in the play. And I actually got one, so I had to point him out. But,
Jae'Lyn, one thing I want to ask about, I know earlier this season,